everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my 2020 reading and review and 2021 reading goals. So I do this video every year where I just talk about my reading year and how it went. I give some stats. I just talk about how the year was overall with reading, and then I do discuss my 2021 reading goals, and I also do mention a couple of like channel content related goals and stuff like that. I will link my Goodreads challenge down below if you want to check out all the books I read in 2020, and I will also link my year in books as well. So I'm going to start with some stats first before I like discuss how my year was. So my goal, like every year, is to read 100 books. Obviously, I would love to read more than that. I do have like secretly a goal of like 200 to 300 books, but this year I couldn't even make it to 200. I read a total of 193 books, which equals this amount of pages. Numbers are not everything. They don't mean anything to me, really. It is nice to keep track of things, and that's why I do count the books I read and like announce numbers and stuff like that, because I like to keep track of it. I do think it's interesting, and I think it is interesting how it varies every year. I don't want you guys to think like I care about the numbers and stuff like that, and when I say I only read 193 books, obviously I'm really proud of that. Anytime I hit over 50 books, I am very proud of myself, but as somebody who has read more in the past, this number is a little disappointing, but that is the way things go. I'm not going to be super hard on myself about it. I reread a total of 7 books, so that obviously counts in my 193. The shortest book I read in 2020 was a Ice Planet Barbarian novella, and that was Ice Planet Honeymoon by Ruby Dixon. This had 59 pages. And the longest book I read in 2020 was After We Collided by Anna Todd. This was also a reread for me, and this is 674 pages. The average book length that I read was 292 pages, which is actually higher than 2019. In 2019, it was 264. So I definitely read some like bigger books in 2020. The most popular book I read was Beach Read by Emily Henry, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And then the least popular book I read was Captive Desire by Robin Lovett, and this I gave 2 out of 5 stars. My average rating in 2020 was 3.4 stars, which was actually lower than 2019. So I was definitely giving books lower ratings this year for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's the amount of books I read. In 2019, I read like almost 300 books. I think that also plays a factor in it, how I read less this year and probably rated the same amount, but obviously it was less. I'm thinking that's what it is. I feel like this usually is kind of the same. I think in 2019 it was 3.6 or something. So I don't know, but I tend to give a lot of books 3 stars. And then the highest rated on Goodreads that I read was All the Lies by St. Abbey. This is the 4th book in the Mindfuck series, and this has a 4.73 average star rating. Now I just have some more stats and facts and stuff. I am going to move over a little bit just in case I do decide to do some graphics. For last year, I did 2 most anticipated reads of 2020 videos, and from those 2 videos, I had a total of 56 most anticipated reads, and I read a total of 35 from those 2 lists. I read 88 books that were published in 2020, so that means I had 105 that were published in previous years. I read 6 arcs in 2020, so out of 193 books, I read a total of 46 physical books. For star ratings, I had 6 5 stars, 87 4 stars, 83 3 stars, 16 2 stars, and 0 1 stars, which I feel like is kind of weird. I usually have at least like 3 1-star books, but I didn't have any in 2020, which is kind of weird, but kind of a good sign maybe. Maybe I was reading better books, I guess. Now for some genre type stuff. I read 20 books that were non-contemporary, so either like fantasy, magical realism, sci-fi, dystopian, paranormal. I read 20 of them. I read 173 straight up like contemporaries. So that's like young adult contemporaries or just like adult romance and stuff like that. New adult is really hard to classify. I did try my best to separate that, but new adult is just more of like an age range that the characters are. So I read a total of 40 new adult books. I could just include them in the contemporaries because it does fit that. I'm not one so hung up on like the difference between new adult romance and adult romance, but I know a lot of people are, so I don't know, I guess I tried my best to separate them. I read 11 young adult novels, which was actually more than 2019, which I'm very proud of because I have a lot of YA that I need to get to, so I'm happy that this number is higher. Out of 193 books, I read 7 short stories or novellas that were like less than 100 pages, which I think is pretty good. I think in 2019 I read a lot more because obviously I binged like the whole Ice Planet Barbarian series, which has a lot of novellas, and I read all of those. Yeah, in 2020 I read less short novellas and short stories and stuff like that. I read a total of 30 new authors, so authors that I had never read before, which I feel like is a very good number for me. Like 30 new authors, that's pretty good. I usually stick with like the same authors all the time, so I'm glad I definitely tried to branch out a little bit more. My most read authors of 2020 are Daphne Perry with 14 books, Melanie Harlow with 10 books, K.A. Tucker with 9 books, Carrie Ann Browning with 9 books. I was behind on a lot of her books, so I caught up on a bunch of them. And then Cora Riley with 4 books. My most read months of the year were June with 28 books and April with 25. And my least read months were August with 1 book and December with 5 books. So that's kind of it for all of the stats for 2020. Overall, I had a decent year. I did read a lot of new favorite books, and I discovered a bunch of new authors, and I definitely binged and finished a lot of series, which I'm happy about. Obviously, I do wish I would have read a little bit more. I had some bad months for reading, but I still feel like I did read a lot. It was definitely like towards the summer where I started to fall, and I just couldn't get back up when it came to reading. I really stumbled after the summer for some reason. I think just being busy with work and just not feeling motivated enough or interested enough in reading for some reason. I did buy more in 2020. I feel like I don't go too crazy. I feel like I'm pretty tame with my buying, but I definitely need to slow down in 2021. You guys haven't even seen my TBR shelf lately, which I will be doing a tour for very soon, don't worry. I'll probably have one up in February like I always do. But my TBR shelf is out of control, so I need to stop buying physical books for a while because I need to actually read some. So I just didn't really read as much as I wanted. I didn't read a lot of physical books. I wanted to read more. You know, it wasn't the best reading year I've ever had. But as I said, I did discover some new favorite books, so I'm happy about that. And I feel like I did have more 5-star reads in 2020 than 2019. So I am pretty happy about that too. Okay, now on to my 2021 goals. So as always, I do set my reading goal at 100 books. I just feel very confident in that number. I feel like I can always reach that number. So to me, that's a very safe option. But secretly, I do hope to reach at least 200 to 300. I feel like 250 is a really good number for me, but we'll see. Definitely 100 though. I can hit that easily. I feel like my goals are kind of similar every year. I do want to catch up on some series and finish off some series and just read more physical books. That is desperately what I need to do this year, is read so many more physical books. I have so many on my shelf. I just really need to get to them. So hopefully I can do that this year. I would love to read 5 to 10 physical books a month. Like, I feel like that would be really good because there are months where I don't read a single physical book. So I feel like that's reasonable. 5 to 10, I feel like I could do that. I'm hoping to read more physical books and to catch up on some series. I have a couple of YA series that I really need to finish. Definitely some romance companion series that I need to finish too, so hopefully I can do that as well. I have so many new romance releases that I didn't get to in 2020, so I gotta catch up on those too. I did write down some of my goals, and on here I wrote, I'd love for my TBR cart to be empty. That's not gonna happen. I mean, that would be a dream because I have like my whole bookshelf. Like, I have one singular bookshelf like these, but the smaller one. And then I have my TBR cart and they're all full. So, I mean, I'd love my TBR cart to be empty. That'd be great. Because I use my TBR cart as like an extra shelf. So it's just to have more books in. I'll keep it in the back of my mind though. So I think that is it for like all my reading stuff in 2020 and my goals for 2021. I'm gonna discuss some channel and content stuff right away, but that's it reading wise. I think it was just hard to read in 2020 in general. I feel like we all maybe struggled a little bit and didn't read as much as we normally do. I just hope that we all can reach our goals for 2021. Okay, now onto channel stuff and content related stuff. So my goals for 2020 was to hit 10K, which I did. Thank you to all of you for that. That was a huge accomplishment for me in 2020, and I can't believe that actually happened. Like, I can't believe I'm at 10K. I just wanted to kind of like love the content that I was making, and I wanted to change up my thumbnails, which I did, and I love them. I'm still kind of learning what kind of thumbnails I want to have, but I'm definitely liking them way more than the thumbnails I had like a year ago or 2 years ago. It's definitely bringing a lot more color, and I feel like it's a lot more inviting, so I'm very happy about that. I did have to upload less, which I didn't really like, but I just didn't have time, and I wanted to focus more on reading, and I mean, that really didn't happen anyways, but I feel like the less uploading did help me in a way. It makes me feel more motivated for this year to actually work harder on my videos and to do more, because I definitely fell off the wagon like towards the summer, and just when work got so busy and then me wanting to read more but not doing it, I feel like I was kind of a mess with videos and stuff, so I'm sorry about that. In my 2019 reading review and 2020 reading goals video, I mentioned how I wanted to do like seasonal favorites, or like every couple of months I would talk about my favorite books and make a whole video about them. I did that for like a few months, and then I stopped because I kind of forgot that I was doing that type of video. So I want to pick that back up in 2021. I'm sorry if you guys were expecting those videos. I don't know why I forgot to just do them, but I did for some reason. I feel like maybe it's because I wasn't reading as much, so I didn't really have that many new favorite books to talk about. I returned to Bookstagram for a short amount of time. And then I dipped again. It's just hard. It's just hard to do a million things. I know it just seems really easy, like taking a bunch of pictures of books and then creating some captions, and that's kind of it. But I don't know why. It's just like I never feel like I can get it on the first try. So I'm always that person that's like taking multiple different pictures, and I would like bulk take pictures. And I would kind of plan a little bit of posts because I was so busy that I had to plan things, and it just became like really overwhelming. I do want to return eventually, but I always say that, and then I start and I have like a good few weeks, and then it's like I just go downhill. So we'll see what 2021 brings for my Bookstagram. I do want to return eventually. I say that every time. If I'm at a different angle, it's because I had to change my memory card. Sorry about that. But for my channel goals and content goals for 2021, I really want to try to do more reading vlogs. I know every time I do like my Passionflix related reviews, you guys always really love them, and you always say that you want me to do more reading vlogs, and I always get really great comments on any reading vlog that I do for any readathon that I attempt to do. So I really want to try to do more reading vlogs, and I just want to do more content that I'm happy with and that I'm excited about and that I just want to film and put out there, and actually like do some videos that I have ideas on, because I have lots of ideas. I just feel like I don't have the time, and I need to stop having that excuse and just try to do my best. So hopefully I can do some of those creative ideas that I have. I want to bring back the recent favorites videos that I mentioned that I stopped for no reason. I want to bring those back. I guess I would just kind of want to do more videos if possible. My schedule is still going to stay the same, by the way, for now. I might change it. I might start doing 2 videos a week again, but for right now it's kind of going to stay how I've had it for the last few months. So just a video a week. The beginning of the year is always really slow at work, so I might have more time. For right now, uploading is the same. I also want to be a little bit more creative with my thumbnails and stuff. Like, I've definitely improved, obviously, but I do kind of want to get like my specific style. So I just gotta play around with it, obviously, but as of right now, I am loving the way that my channel looks and all of that. I do like need to update my channel, like my profile picture, my banner and stuff like that. I think overall, like channel wise, I had a pretty good year for 2020, and I just hope to make more in 2021 and be a little bit more creative. And I guess I feel like maybe I haven't been doing that many bookish videos for some reason. Maybe it's because I haven't been reading, but I feel like I want to focus more on the books, you know? So I guess that's kind of it for my 2020 reading and review and 2021 reading goals. Let me know how your reading year went last year, and did you accomplish some of your goals? What was your reading goal? Did you finish it? And also let me know some of your 2021 reading goals. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.